This water comes from various different sources. To begin, the stream is a watershed, meaning that when it precipitates, the water in the nearby area eventually will flow downhill into the stream. This particular watershed begins upstream in a wetlands area. Furthermore, after it precipitates a lot, the wetlands and runoff from up the hill empty into the stream, raising the water level. This particular stream continues to flow down in elevation until it empties into the Quinnebog River in Jewett City. The Quinnebog is made up of many streams, just like this one, and the water from the Quinnebog continues to flow down in elevation until it empties into the Atlantic Ocean in New London, Connecticut. Since this stream is located in rural Connecticut, we are concerned with pollution from farms and golf course. Farms use various fertilizers and pesticides to help grow crops. When it rains, these chemicals get washed into streams that make its way into this one. Also, feces from farm animals can be washed into this watershed. Next, there is a golf course about a mile away that uses many fertilizers to keep the grass in pristine shape. These fertilizers, along with homeowners' fertilizers, can easily make their way into this watershed.
In the lab, we tested the dissolved oxygen levels, DO, from 7 different locations. To do this, we added various different chemicals to the sample and mixed it in a titration chamber. We then slowly added sodium thiosulfate until the starch indicator that turned the solution purple disappeared. This told us the dissolved oxygen level from each location.
The quality of the water in our campus watershed is good. We measured the oxygen concentration to be 9.1 parts per million. This is good enough to support desirable species of fish such as trout and perch who require a minimum of 8 parts per million. Furthermore, the water was clear with little to no trash or algae in it. As shown by the graph, our results told us that the White Brook, Campus Brook, and Quinnebog were all statistically similar with the highest dissolved oxygen levels, which were all above 9 parts per million. Furthermore, the samples from the golf course, the Quinnebog near Jewett City, the Thames River, and the Long Island Sound all were statistically similar with a dissolved oxygen level of about 8 parts per million. This means that these samples have less dissolved oxygen due to different sources of water pollution such as pesticide and fertilizer runoff. Even though we have good water quality, a small amount of pollution in our watershed matters because our watershed is not large. This means even a small amount of fertilizer or pesticide runoff could have a profound effect on the organisms that live in and around the stream. Furthermore, a small amount of pollution in our watershed, combined with the pollution from all the other watersheds and streams that empty into the Quinnebog, will add up to one big problem. The Quinnebog not only will be polluted directly from surrounding towns, but also from streams that empty into it, making the river uninhabitable for organisms living in it. Although it is unlikely for something like an algal bloom to occur, pesticides can directly kill organisms, and fertilizers can diminish dissolved oxygen. This happens because the fertilizers cause overproliferation of plants, which produces additional oxygen at first. Then the plants eventually die and need to be decomposed, a process which uses a large amount of oxygen. This oxygen shortage suffocates fish and other organisms in the water.
By using fertilizers and pesticides, we create a large amount of pollution when it rains, as this rain eventually ends up in our watersheds. We can mitigate this pollution by using less fertilizers and chemicals on our lawns, farms, and golf courses.